doing something a little bit different today. Right now I'm in the McDowell Mountains. I'm here because Justin is actually trying mountain biking for the first time with some friends. He's gonna, do that and do his trail. And in the meantime, I'm doing a trail that's nearby that starts at the same place. So when we're both done, we'll basically just meet up. You could probably deduce that I am hiking out on my own. This is actually my very first time hiking all by myself. I'm being extra careful. I have my first aid kit, I have my multi-tools and my knives. I also have lots of water, plenty of water, and a map. And the hike really isn't too long. It's about, in total, 4.5 miles. So not too bad. I also told Justin which hike I'm gonna be on, so he knows all that information. From what I've seen so far, I still have service. Just something to try out, and I'm sure it'll go just fine. Just watch out for the cactus, and snakes. I feel like it's getting to that time of year where it's starting to warm up a little bit. Today it might get up to 80 degrees. We're not gonna be out when it's gonna be that warm, but the past couple of days it's been consistently pretty nice and pretty warm. So some of the critters might start to come out this time of year. If I do happen to see anything, I have you guys along the way. So you'll be able to experience the hike as well as the scenery that I get to experience. This trail that I'm on, if I haven't called it out already, it's called the Scenic Trail, and it's actually rated moderate. However, haven't really come across any spots yet where it is or it lives up to that rating. I did have a little bit of an uphill trek, probably about a mile in, but it really wasn't too bad. And now I'm at the point where it basically flattens out. Like I'm just kind of along this ridge. It does go down quite a bit, and then it also slight incline on the way back to the car, but from the direction that I approached it, it's not that hard. If you would have gone the other direction, it'd probably be a little bit more difficult. Really nice trail overall though, great views basically in every direction when you're on the top of these hills. Don't really know how far in I am on the trail. I'll probably check, here in a bit, but feeling really great about it. Doesn't seem like it's all that bad. It might hit up, or live up to its moderate name in a little bit, but so far it's pretty nice. Look at how flat it is up here on top of this mountain. That's super, super awesome. You can't camp on here, but could you imagine if you could? Like, this is so flat, it'd be like the perfect spot. Not only is it super flat and ideal for setting up tents, but you get this great view along with it. 4 peaks over there, mountains everywhere. Just checked out the map, and I'm about halfway, probably a little more than halfway. And I've been hiking for maybe 45 minutes or so, which is about a 23 minutes per mile average. So not a bad pace considering I want to meet back up at the truck with the others once they're done with theirs, and they said theirs was going to be about 2 hours. So I'll probably be there before them, especially considering this last little bit of the trail that I'm coming up on soon goes downhill basically the entire way. Or like there's probably about a mile of just downhill, and I usually hit those pretty fast. And then there's a little straight section, not much elevation change, slight incline, very, very small. That is the rest of the way, but I'll probably hit that pretty fast too. So I'll probably beat them. If I do beat them, there is a little hilltop thing that I can go explore while I'm waiting for them to come back. But we shall see. All right, here is the downhill part. You probably can't tell on camera, but it is pretty downhill from here. It's a bummer that a lot of times cameras just can't pick up what your eye can see, because it's always so gorgeous out here. And when I watch back the videos, it's like, man, I just remember it being way better than what the camera is depicting. But, That's one thing that I think will never be beat, is just experience. You can see all these pictures of these places and it's wow, these are great pictures and nothing can do it justice. But in reality, being there in person is probably the best thing about these places. You can never ever substitute the real thing with pictures. There's no comparison. You know, I like sharing pictures and sharing video to get an idea of what you can see, but I don't feel like it brings out the magic as much versus if you were to actually come here and see it for yourself. But that's the one really great thing about pictures and video, is that it gives you a glimpse of what you could see, where you want to go, what you do want to see. I've been hiking for a little bit now, and the weather is still really, really gorgeous out. I was expecting it to warm up a little bit while I'm out here, but we're not going to be out here in the peak of heat. There's a nice little breeze going on. It helps that evaporative cooling keeps me cool, you know, from sweating, but it's absolutely perfect for a hike right now. Here you can see the flowers really coming through here. The yellow and the purple flowers I feel like are very, very common. Last year when we did a South Mountain hike around this time of year when all the flowers are blooming, it was just full of these yellow flowers. They're basically the same type that you're seeing here too, as well as some of the purple flowers, which don't seem to be as common out here. You can kind of see them a little bit in person, but unfortunately I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up. I'm getting to the bottom of that hill because it's starting to level out here, and I'm in this little valley area. Here you can definitely see how a lot of these trails are meant for bikes in particular. But I'm gonna keep going straight this way. Follow signs for scenic trail. Like I said, slight incline, but it's one of those inclines that's like barely noticeable. Probably my favorite type of inclines. I do like a little bit of an incline, more so sometimes than downhills. The only thing I gotta watch out for is bikers. I don't really know who's supposed to yield to who, but I usually always yield to bikers. They're bigger than me, and so I'll just kind of hang off on the side. Plus, it's a nice opportunity to stop, take it in, take a little breather if I need to. Justin and I also came up with our own personal hiker's rule of thumb. Not sure if it's an actual thing, but it's definitely something that Justin and I will try to, we'll follow as we're going on hikes. So a lot of times you'll come across hikers on trails that are just going in the opposite direction of you. And sometimes the trails are really small, so someone will usually have to stop to make way for the other. Our rule of thumb is that if we are going downhill, then we will pull off to the side for others. Because if they're coming uphill, they're likely trying to trek through that uphill. And we know the uphill can be pretty difficult, so we don't want to get in their way. We hope that others would, if we're going uphill, would potentially pull off to the side. But at the same time, wouldn't be too upset, because that means get a little break from the uphill. Heard some rustling in the bushes. I haven't seen any snakes or anything, hopefully yet. I hope I don't see any on this trip, but yeah, you just have to be careful. Like very closely examine your surroundings. You know, I think most snake bites come from stepping on them because you're not looking, or messing with them. And I don't plan on messing with them. And I usually watch my footing very carefully to make sure that I'm not stepping on anything. So, if they're not in front of me, they are likely in the bushes on the side or something. My hope would be that I would not get too close enough to them where they'd feel like they would need to strike, which I don't think so, because I feel like snakes tend to hit up the defensive mode first. Like they'll try and warn you first, unless you step on them, obviously, because I mean, if you got stepped on, you'd probably attack first too. But I think they naturally will tend to alert first, which is their rattle. If you don't get away, then they will, you know, strike or that attempt to strike or, you know, things like that. So you just have to take your precautions, just things that we've learned since living out here. I've seen 3 rattlesnakes since living out here. Every single time was off trail, admittedly, because they were going to bouldering sites. Definitely on high silly snake alert, like all the time. Probably got a mile left, maybe even less. So I'm gonna wrap it up here and enjoy the rest of the trail and the scenery and everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next adventure.